Hello there, my name's Adel Rawlinson, and in this video clip I want to discuss how EFT was actually discovered. You know, how it was discovered that by tapping on your body you can actually heal yourself. Sounds quite bizarre. It has its roots with a guy called Dr. Roger Callahan. Now, he was a conventional Western therapist, but he was also a bit of a pioneer in that he had an interest in the meridians of the body, in energy therapies such as acupuncture, reflexology, kinesiology. Now, Roger had a client called Mary, a long-standing client who had a very, very severe water phobia. Even to stand near water would absolutely freak her out. One day they were having a session and Mary reported that when she thought about water she'd get a knot and her stomach would turn over. Now this kind of feeling is quite usual with anxiety and phobias. But knowing with Dr. Roger Callahan, knowing that the stomach meridian was located below the eye, he actually thought, well, acupuncturists would put a needle in there. What would happen if we tapped on there to stimulate that meridian point? So he did that, tapped on Mary, and to their amazement, you know, a eureka moment, the phobia absolutely disappeared, just went within minutes. So they thought, well, there must be something in that. So Dr. Roger Callahan, he actually developed a technique called TFT based upon certain algorithms for certain symptoms. So you might tap here, 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 here for one emotion, or here, here, here for another emotion, based upon how many meridians there are in the body. You know, you can imagine there's hundreds, well, millions of different algorithms that are possible. Also, another thing with TFT, although it's a fantastic therapy, if you think somebody's got an issue like grief, what is grief? You know, to one person it might be a sense of loss. Another person it might be a fear of being alone. So it's quite vague in terms of what you know, which algorithm to use. Then Gary Craig came along, Stanford engineer, and after learning the technique of TFT, he thought, well, does it really matter if we do the points in this set order? Would it matter if I missed one out? If I you know, did a different point instead of this point? Would that matter? So he started experimenting, and he found that, you know, he was still getting the results. He was still getting fantastically high results with the basic recipe that he developed. He developed this basic recipe, and by tapping on all these points within the basic recipe, you know, you're more or less going to hit all those other points that otherwise would be included. So he developed EFT, which is fantastic therapy. It's in that anybody can learn it. It's so simple, and even with the basics of EFT, you can still get success rates well up in the 80s. So it is an amazing technique. So that's how it was discovered. If you want to know any more about EFT or hypnosis, because I'm a hypnotherapist, go to my website, which is www.mindmasters.co.uk. Thank you.